Welcome to Archive of the America. We are the Lockpicks. Here, we venture into the shadows of the past to unearth the stories they tried to bury, the forgotten figures, the unexplained events, the hidden truths that shaped our world. Please don't forget for like video, subscribe channel, and comment to this videos. This is the American West. For generations, its story has been told as a saga of grit and gunfights, of mountain men, outlaws, and gold prospectors. A story written by men, for men. But this story is a myth, an incomplete picture, because the West wasn't just won by the men who roamed its frontiers. It was built, sustained, and civilized by women whose names history tried to forget. Today, we unearth their stories. These are the forgotten women who built the American West. When we think of women in boomtowns, the image often goes to the soiled doves of the saloons. But while that was a reality for some, many more were shrewd entrepreneurs. Women like stagecoach Mary Fields. Born into slavery, Mary found her freedom and headed west. Standing 6 feet tall, she carried a shotgun and was known to drink and brawl with any man. In her 60s, she became a mail carrier for the U.S. Postal Service, driving a stagecoach and protecting the mail from bandits and wolves. She was so reliable that if the snow was too deep for the stagecoach, she'd deliver the mail on foot. She was the second woman and first black woman to carry mail for the USPS. And then there were the merchants. Formerly enslaved Clara Brown used her skills as a cook and laundress to save enough money to buy her freedom. She traveled west as a cook for a group of prospectors and eventually settled in Colorado. There, she established a successful laundry business. But her true legacy was her generosity. She used her wealth to become a philanthropist, helping other freed slaves relocate west and build new lives, earning her the nickname, the Angel of the Rockies.
The lawless West needed order, and women stepped in to enforce it, or, in some cases, to brilliantly break it. Meet Elfiga Baca. In 1890, in the wild territory of New Mexico, she was appointed as a sheriff. When a group of outlaws threatened a man in her town, she didn't call for backup. She walked out into the street, faced them down with a Winchester rifle, and made the arrest herself. She became a legendary figure for her unwavering courage. And in the courtroom, women like Molly Kirkland served as a judge in Oklahoma, unofficially at first, but with such respected wisdom that her rulings were rarely challenged. But not all women chose to work within the law. Pearl Hart became one of the most famous female outlaws of the West. Tired of a life of abuse and poverty, she famously staged a stagecoach robbery in Arizona in 1899. While her criminal career was short-lived, her defiance became a symbol of rebellion against the limited roles afforded to women. She was a complex figure, not a hero but a product of a system that offered few opportunities for a desperate woman. Beyond the towns and the drama of law and order, women were the bedrock of community. They were the healers, the caregivers, and the keepers of culture. For Native American women, the West was not a frontier to be conquered, but a homeland to be protected. Women were often the centers of their communities, responsible for agriculture, crafting, and passing down traditions and languages in the face of cultural annihilation. Their resilience in preserving their way of life is one of the most profound and often tragic stories of the West. Dr. Susan Law Flesh-Picault, a member of the Omaha Nation, became the first Native American woman in the United States to earn a medical degree. She returned to her reservation in Nebraska and single-handedly served a population of over 1,300 people across 450 square miles, often traveling on horseback to treat patients, battling epidemics, and fighting against the alcohol traders who devastated her community. And in the homesteads, pioneer women were more than just wives and mothers. They were doctors without diplomas, using folk remedies to heal their families. They were architects, helping to build the sod houses that dotted the plains. They were farmers, planting the crops that would see their families through brutal winters. They created schools, churches, and social clubs, forging civilization out of raw wilderness.
The story of the American West is not a simple one. It's a tapestry, woven with countless threads. The thread of Mary Fields' strength, of Clara Brown's compassion, of Elfiga Baca's courage, of Susan Law Flesh-Picault's dedication, and of the millions of unnamed pioneer and Native women whose daily labor laid the foundation for everything that followed. By remembering these women, we don't just add footnotes to history, we rewrite the entire narrative. The West wasn't an empty land tamed by lone men. It was a place where women fought, built, healed, and governed. They were not just passengers on the wagon trains. They were the drivers. Their legacy is the West itself. It's time their story became a part of ours. If you learned something new today, please like this video and subscribe to your channel name for more stories from the lost chapters of history. Thanks for watching.